Yo, what's up, my friends? This is Adam Boyd back with Adam Reviews, and today I'm going to talk about Bitcoin because I've had a lot of people asking me about Bitcoin after the recent crash. It crashed over 50% in just the last couple weeks, and a lot of people are wondering, is now the time to sell? Is it going to go down to zero? Is it going to go back up? Is now the time to buy the dip? What do I do? So on today's episode, I'm going to show you some of the information that's been coming out about Bitcoin recently, what I think is going to happen in the future with Bitcoin, and some of what the experts are saying about where Bitcoin's price is going in the future. Because if you look at it, today is a good day on Bitcoin. We're up about 1.62% on Bitcoin. Market cap is 723 billion. We're at 38,000. And it has, like I said, come down about 50% since its last high here. You can see that I'm on Coin Trader here. We're going to do a price range. So from its high at 64,000, we have dropped about 52%, 51%. From the bottom, we are back up 30%. So if you bought that dip, if you got in at around 30,000 when it dipped down there, you're doing pretty well. So this is our chart. And as you can see, it has crossed under the 200-day moving average. It came up and touched the line here at 40,000. We are experiencing a little bit of a bounce since the recent drop, obviously, so that is a good sign. Are we in a bull market still? I'm not 100% sure. It kind of depends, and we will have to see over the next week or two what happens with Bitcoin. In my opinion, it might drop down a little bit more, but it is overall going to go up quite a bit. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but just in my opinion, that's what I think is going to happen. People have been asking me, in my family and stuff, is now the time to get Bitcoin? Is now the time to buy? And I would say that basically, in my opinion, any time is a good time to buy Bitcoin, unless it was at the very top. You don't want to buy at the very top, but at the same time, even at 60,000, I still think that would have been a good investment if you were buying at the top. So I do think that it is going to go up to at least 150,000 by the end of the year, maybe 200,000. We might experience it coming back down a little bit first. It might drop down to 20, it might drop down to 15. But that would be a great time to buy the dip. I think right now is a good time to buy the dip. According to Max Keiser, who's been very accurate, he's been, with Bitcoin from the very beginning, telling people to buy this. He still thinks at any point it's a good buy. So I'm sticking with that. I do think that Bitcoin's going to go up. I do think certain altcoins will pump, but a lot of them are going to keep going down. But every time you get a bounce on Bitcoin, or every time Bitcoin goes back up, you're going to get, on some of these altcoins, you could actually make more money by investing in those, but it's harder to pick. So I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are a good bet, and the other ones, you got to be very careful with. So, there are some other ones that I'm invested in as well, but we're going to see what happens with those. Don't buy at the top though. So in today's episode, I'm going to actually go through some of the news here, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin price. It rebounded to 40K today. Ethereum nears 3,000. Is a bigger crypto rally looming. The price of Bitcoin has surpassed 40,000 on Wednesday, breaking above key sell area for the first time in 5 days. Traders expect a broader rally to come and bullish market structure to form if Bitcoin continues to rise above 42,000 and Ethereum reclaims 3,000. Elon Musk spoke with new American Bitcoin miners. They are committed to publish current and planned renewable usage and to ask miners to do so, potentially promising. There's been a lot of FUD coming out about the environment, even though people that have been in Bitcoin for a while know that Bitcoin is very environmentally safe. On top of that, this whole idea of sustained energy is all a part of Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. They're basically trying to push the idea that we should be using less energy and that we should be switching all from non-renewables to renewables. For example, just to point out just one example of how stupid this is, electric cars, okay? They're saying, electric cars this, electric cars that, so much better for the environment. Where do you think the electricity comes from? 70% of the energy in electricity comes from non-renewable resources like oil and gas. So that's how it is. That's what's going to happen. But Bitcoin, as we know, is environmentally safe, but there is FUD coming out and people are trying to push the idea that it's really, really bad for the environment, which is completely untrue. We're also going to talk about Michaël Saylor describing the formation of Bitcoin Mining Council, and Elon Musk shared interest in seeing Bitcoin succeed, and we'll go over that. We'll also be going over some tweets by Max Keiser. Bitcoin is the discovery of a finite digital monetary commodity that has no competition in either the digital or analog world. We'll also be going over some more of his tweets. We're also going to talk about Ethereum primed for a 500% explosion, says crypto trader Lark Davis, and here's why. Lark Davis said Ethereum value could erupt over 6 times from its current price as he sees the leading smart contracts platform's market cap rising to trillions of dollars. We're also going to talk about these 4 large cap altcoins flashing bullish reverse signals, says crypto trader. Crypto strategist and trader Scott Melker said he's seeing strong bullish reverse signals. In a new video, Melker tells his 57,000 subscribers that he's looking at Ethereum against Bitcoin and says the pair is starting to carve a bottom. And we will look at the few other altcoins that he thinks are going to pump. Also, Michaël van de Poppe still standing by peak high bull cycle prediction. Bitcoin to 350 to 450,000, Ethereum to 10,000 to 17,500, and some of the others that he is giving predictions on. He's standing by those. We're also going to look at Cathie Wood saying Bitcoin headed to $500,000 as crypto market in capitulation phase. Superstar hedge fund manager Cathie Wood says she still sees Bitcoin heading to $500,000. We also have Goldman Sachs predicting Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin as a store of value. Goldman Sachs said that Ethereum will likely beat Bitcoin as a store of value in the future. We're also going to be looking at Elon Musk and Michaël Saylor spearheading meeting to address Bitcoin's environmental impact. We'll talk a little bit more about that. This will be really good to get some of that FUD talked about. Overall, we have a lot of cryptos in the green today. It's kind of up and down though, as you can see. As of today, mostly everything is in the green, so that is a good sign that we're finally getting a bounce. We have some coins that have done really well the last 24 hours. Scaled Network up 62%, Origin up 56%, NG up 36%, Polygon up 30%. Bitcoin's up 1.62% over the last 24 hours. Ethereum's up 4%. Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 42.7%. The market cap right now is $1.694 trillion. And we have that and much more coming up on today's show. Today's show is brought to you by our sponsor, Blockfi, the future of finance. With a Blockfi interest account, your cryptocurrency can earn up to 8.6 APY. They also have a new credit card where for a limited time you can earn 3.5% in Bitcoin back on each purchase. And for the long term, it's going to be unlimited 1.5% back on Bitcoin on every purchase. And there is actually no annual fee, so make sure to check out that in the link in the description. Make sure to stay around and check out the rest of this video so that you can get more news on what is going on with Bitcoin and where it should be going in the future, or where I'm predicting it's going to go in the future. So stick around, guys. Today, Bitcoin price rebounds to 40,000. This is from Cointelegraph. Ethereum nears 3,000. Is a bigger crypto rally looming? That is what they're asking in this. They say the price of Bitcoin surpassed 40,000. It's back down to 38,000 right now. They're actually expecting a broader rally to come and a bullish market structure to form if Bitcoin continues to rise to 42,000 and Ether reclaims 3,000. So you can see right here, it's a 4-hour candle. They're saying that 42,000 and 49,000 are key resistance levels. Bitcoin has been recovering over the past week due to 3 major factors. First, we have Elon Musk and CEO Michaël Saylor. They've been encouraging Bitcoin miners to use cleaner energy. Musk and Saylor have gone further since speaking with Bitcoin miners in the United States about reliable energy consumption. Here's Elon Musk tweeting about, spoke with North American Bitcoin miners. They are committed to publish current and planned renewable usage and ask miners to do so, potentially promising. They're saying, secondly, the Bitcoin futures market has to reset to a large extent, or that it has reset to a large extent, according to data from BuyBT.com. When Bitcoin crashed below 30,000, the futures market open interest dropped from 27 billion to 11 billion. This means that the futures market is not overcrowded, which raises the probability of a more sustainable and gradual rally. Third, Ether has been rising rapidly over the past few days, which also benefits Bitcoin and altcoins because Ethereum saw a deeper correction than Bitcoin. Ethereum corrected about 60%, I believe, instead of 50% with Bitcoin. Major cryptocurrencies rebounding as a whole is improving the sentiment around Bitcoin, leading to a gradual recovery of the crypto market. In the near term, traders say that 42,000 is the important short-term resistance area. After that, 49,000 is the macro sell area. What's important to observe in the foreseeable future? 2 key things to observe for Bitcoin traders are the exchange outflows in the $42,000 level. Ideally, if the $42,000 level holds and Bitcoin exchange outflows increase in tandem, that would mean that the confidence of investors in Bitcoin and whales are above $42,000 is rising. There are concerns that a dead cat bounce might form, which is a short-lasting recovery, but if Bitcoin holds 42,000, the chance of a fake-out rally would substantially decrease. Now, it did not stay and sustain at 42,000, so we'll see. Time will only tell on that issue. Michael Saylor describing the formation of Bitcoin Mining Council and Elon's shared interest in seeing Bitcoin succeed.
Believer in crypto technology as a force for freedom, and he's a big believer in Bitcoin as a long-term store of value, and he's expressed that sentiment in a number of ways, including taking a multi-billion-dollar position in Bitcoin. I think we all know he expressed a concern that he didn't want to see Bitcoin be the catalyst.
Michael Saylor is the chairman and CEO of MicroStrategy, as you can see here.
Fossil fuels. And that created a bit of a Twitter stir, and that caused Bitcoin to dominate the news cycle all last week across the mainstream media. And I think it became pretty clear that that we have the Bitcoiners, we have a good story, but it's a very complicated story. And we need to find a way to share our story and to educate and get organized. So I think my first thought was there's no point in us tweeting back and forth at each other, because I don't think 280 character Twitters are right ways to educate the public and build consensus. So I reached out to Elon and I spoke with him, and we had a very long conversation. And from that, I asked him if he had relationships or had met with the Bitcoin miners. And Elon has expressed, right, on the record, he said he thought we would all benefit if we were able to publish energy usage and source of energy usage data. It turns out that Bitcoin miners don't actually have a good forum for communicating how they generate their energy. We don't have a shared common model for Bitcoin energy usage right now, and we don't have a future forecast model that we commonly use. So we're allowing other journalists in the mainstream media, or just anybody that wants to make up their own model. The most famous one being the boil the oceans by 2020 model that's going to cause the planet to overheat by 2 centigrade and kill us all.
Just pointing out the fact that you cannot trust the mainstream media. They said we would all be underwater with their models by 2020. So that's a good thing that we're seeing, because there's been a lot of FUD coming out about the environmental impacts of mining Bitcoin and other things, because it does use electricity, obviously. Now we will go over to Max Keiser. We have prisoner of war Bitcoin replaces and improves gold as a global store of value. POS Ethereum replaces fiat money as a regional instrument of oppression and disenfranchisement. So he likes Bitcoin over Ethereum. Bitcoin is reworking both the global currency and energy grids outside of any human interference. Our money and how we use energy is being replaced by and for Bitcoin per the unstoppable design. States, central banks, pundits, and hodlers' opinions mean nothing. Bitcoin is a discovery of a finite digital monetary commodity that has no competition in either the digital or analog world. BTC monetizes peace and love while demonetizing war and hate. If you can't see this, then you're a cynical bastard, according to Max Keiser. BTC is finite. BTC FUD is infinite. The more Bitcoin you own, the less FUD matters. Media types pushing FUD own 0 Bitcoin. We should remember that Elon is a Bitcoin noob making all the same noob mistakes. Let's see here. He also did a recent interview on InfoWars. Let's check that out.
Technology called Bitcoin, and it's totally upending the apple cart. It's changing everything around the world. It's changing what the definition of money is, and people are freaking out, understandably. The amount of energy that Bitcoin uses, it's funny because it's so ludicrous. There's about 160,000 terawatt hours of energy used on planet Earth a year, and right now Bitcoin uses 1/10 of 1% of that energy. Of that 160,000 terawatt hours of energy, 60% of it is completely wasted. So this is energy, energy has very difficult times moving from place to place. It gets wasted in transport, etc. All the natural gas that flares during oil drilling is completely wasted. Actually, Bitcoin can go and capture that stranded gas. It's actually a green energy, a green technology. It captures stranded energy. It can convert hydro and solar into Bitcoin. In the Bitcoin world, some things never change. There's coins issued every 10 minutes. The blocks are added every 10 minutes. It has been for 11 years without interruption. The technology's never gone down, and other aspects of the protocol are perfectly intact. The price itself fluctuates, but I'm willing to take a little fluctuation, a little volatility in exchange for unconfiscatable, immutable, censorship resistant, outside of any state control money. The last week, you had China, where they decided that they're going to not allow for coal mining to mine Bitcoin, and there's a lot of mining in China. And so all that mining is going to move, or hash rate as it's called, is going to move out of China into places like the United States, where the energy is very cheap. It's actually quite bullish for Bitcoin. So you had some sellers come in. There's a lot of leverage in the market. Price came down the way it has. But if you look at all those other projects out there, like Doge, the Elon Musk coin, it got absolutely decimated. He's an egomaniac, and he saw that Michaël Saylor over at MicroStrategy got the spotlight shined on him when he bought a lot of Bitcoin. And so Elon went, the mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest CEO of all? And the mirror said, it's Michaël Saylor and MicroStrategy. And the wicked witch Elon's like, oh no, I'm no longer the hot topic du jour. So he started messing around with an altcoin called Doge, and it ran up in price, and now it's utterly collapsed because it's there's no reason for it to exist other than as an ego gratification for Elon Musk, and he's probably just going to dump it, and it'll go down another 90%, and he'll end up in Bitcoin. So he's learning about Bitcoin slowly, very publicly. He's making a lot of mistakes that people make. I made mistakes, you've made mistakes. Elon Musk is making the same mistakes very publicly with a lot of money, but he makes the exact same mistakes. I always say that you don't change Bitcoin, Bitcoin changes you. So he came to Bitcoin as a narcissist and an egomaniac thinking, oh, I'm gonna fix this thing. But now it's fixing him. He's the one that was the problem, not Bitcoin. And after we've had this correction, and I've seen 15 corrections over 11 years, and this is the 8th biggest one, it's always pays to buy on these pullbacks, always, and it always will be. This is a gift. That, and I said in a couple of weeks, you're going to see new all-time highs. So above 65,000, it's up 300%. So it pulled back a little, it's meaningless. It's going to be at 60, 70,000 in another few weeks. It's going to be at 220,000 in 2021.
So it sounds like Max does see it going to 220,000 by the end of the year. So, and it's up 300% in a year. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's kind of someone that I really trust, and he's been right all along about Bitcoin and what it's going to do. He knows more about it than probably anybody else I know. I'm going to stick with his prediction on that. Now we have an article, Ethereum primed for a 500% explosion. This is from the Daily Hodl yesterday. It says crypto trader Lark Davis, and here's why. Crypto trader Lark Davis says Ethereum's value could erupt over 6 times from its current price as he sees the leading smart contract platform's market cap rising to trillions of dollars. In a new video, Davis says that Ethereum achieving a similar market cap to tech giant Apple isn't so far-fetched considering the growth of the DeFi and the NFT subsectors, which are largely powered by ETH's network. I would say in the future, a $2 trillion market cap for Ethereum is not actually that insane. I mean, right now, Apple, the market cap currently for Apple is just a little over 2 trillion, almost 2.1. So we see something like Ethereum, which is a settlement layer of the cryptoverse right now with NFTs and DeFis and daily settlement for payments and stuff like that. Although I'm crazy, I think this bad boy has a lot of room left to run. A $2 trillion market cap for Ethereum represents upside potential of nearly 550% from its current valuation of $309 billion. The trader reminds his 300,000 subscribers that the Ethereum economy is showing rampant signs of life. The number of users still has a massive exponential growth potential here, and that's something to keep in mind. We've also seen the decentralized exchange volume absolutely freaking exploding, up 8,500% in the last 12 months as well. So we can see the user base, the actual economy of Ethereum is growing like crazy because there's actual stuff you can do on Ethereum. He's bullish on some of the attention that Ethereum is receiving from investors and big players in the investment space. That leads us to, from the Daily Hodl, these 4 large cap altcoins flashing bullish reversal signals, says crypto trader. Crypto trader Scott Melker says he's seeing strong bullish reversal signals on 4 large cap altcoins as broader markets flash signs of life after a severe corrective move. Another one on his list is Litecoin. According to the trader, Litecoin is beginning to print a technical reversal pattern on the lower time frames. He also talked about Chainlink, which he says is seeing a strong pushback from bulls. He's also looking at Ethereum scaling solution Polygon Matic, which he says is witnessing massive demand after its correction. That's a mega bullish candle. My God, that's going to close at the highest daily volume on Matic we've seen certainly this year. So that is a good sign as well. We're also seeing from Michaël van de Poppe, full-time trader from Amsterdam Stock Exchange. He's saying still standing by peak high bull cycle prediction, Bitcoin to 350,000 to 450,000 by the end of this bull run. Ethereum to 10,000 to 17,500, Polkadot to 250, Chainlink to 250 to 350, Cardano to $10 to $20. And we have some other predictions here. He's saying some might be conservative. Zilliqa and Elrond and DIA. He's also expecting to go up. Also, we are checking out the altcoin season index now, and it's still saying that we are in altcoin season, but basically since the recent dip, some people are trying to get out, saying that altcoin season is going to be coming to an end and we're going to be going into a bear cycle. So we will see what happens. Basically, when it's above this, you would be wanting to, sell altcoins for Bitcoin, and when it's down here, you want to sell Bitcoin for altcoins. So right now we are still right up here, but we know that it's going to start coming back down very soon. So that is from the blockchaincenter.net. Okay, we also have an article here from the Daily Hodl. Cathie Wood says Bitcoin heading to 500,000. This is from the 21st of May here. Crypto market in capitulation phase. Superstar hedge fund manager Cathie Wood says she still sees Bitcoin heading to $500,000. In an interview with Bloomberg, the ARK Invest CEO says that while her team's conviction that Bitcoin will hit 500,000 remains high, she concedes that some conditions have changed. She says the ongoing conversation about Bitcoin's energy consumption, in large part due to Tesla CEO Elon Musk's recent comments. She says one thing has changed here, however, is the environmental concerns around Bitcoin in particular that have caused people like Elon Musk to pull away and say, whoa, let me make sure I understand this. We believe that even this is going to change because, first of all, right now, the percentage of Bitcoin mined with renewables and hydroelectric power is quite substantial. We also believe, and we wrote a paper in conjunction with Square on this, and we're going to have a conference about it in July. We believe that Bitcoin mining integrated into the distributed grid, and by that I mean solar roofs, power walls in homes, utilities, merchant power products are starting to include Bitcoin mining in the ecosystem. Wood says that since renewables rely on intermittent sources like wind and sun, the excess power generated from those technologies could be offloaded into Bitcoin mining. According to her, this will make Bitcoin mining a greener industry, which also ramping up the renewable energy sector by adding more economic incentives. And for Bitcoin's ongoing bearish price action, Wood says she won't pinpoint the exact bottom for Bitcoin. However, she does think the world's largest crypto asset is likely presenting an ideal buying opportunity. We're all looking at all the indicators this morning. They're all suggesting that we're in the capitulation phase, which is a really good time to buy. No matter what the asset is, capitulation is a buy. It's on sale. Am I saying 35,000 is the low? Traders, and there are a lot of speculators in Bitcoin, if they're running for the hills just because Bitcoin has broken through a moving average that is important to them. The correction could continue, but all of our indicators are saying the capitulation right now, which would mean it is good buying opportunity. Now we go to Goldman Sachs predicts Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin as store of value. Investment banking Goliath, Goldman Sachs, says the Ethereum will likely beat Bitcoin as a store of value. Excerpts from the bank's research paper shared by Santiago Royal Santos, general partner at blockchain-focused investment firm Parify Capital, highlights Ethereum's fundamental advantages over Bitcoin. Given the importance of real issues in determining store value, Ethereum has a high chance of overtaking Bitcoin as the dominant digital store of value. The Ethereum ecosystem supports smart contracts and provides developers a new way to create new applications on its platform. Most decentralized finance applications are being built on the Ethereum network, and most NFTs issues today are purchased using Ether. The greater number of transactions in Ether versus Bitcoin reflects its dominance. Goldman Sachs commodity analysts argue that cryptos can act as stores of value, but only if there are other real-world uses that create value and temper price volatility. They say best positioned cryptos, while blockchains offer the greatest potential for such users like Ether to become dominant digital store of value. Okay, on to our next article. As we've been talking about, Elon Musk and Michaël Saylor spearhead meeting to address Bitcoin environmental impact. MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor that we showed earlier in the video said that he's hosting a meeting with Elon Musk and the executives of 8 North American crypto mining companies to discuss environmental impact of Bitcoin. They're going to try to settle any of this information that's coming out about the environment and how we're going to go forward with that. So as you can see, we're going to go to the chart. Here's a chart of Bitcoin. It has bounced down off of 30,000 here. It's bounced up to 38. It did go up to 40 here. This is the 200-day moving average. So ultimately, this isn't looking amazing. We are obviously not going up. Right here, we had a higher high. You know, this is back at the beginning of the year, a higher high. Then there's been, we had a higher low than we've had. Then we had another higher high, another higher high, and then a higher low as it came down. And it just kept going up, as you can see. And now it is starting to go back this way. So this was due for a major correction. This has happened many times throughout Bitcoin's lifespan. So as you can see, like the price has dropped here. You know, we're down. It had dropped about 50% correction. You can also look at previous times when it did this. Like right here, back in 2017, it actually dropped 70% or about 69%. So, and then it went for a while, you know, and then it went back up. Overall, I think that Bitcoin and Ethereum are really good investments. I do think there's some other altcoins you can get involved in, but you got to be very careful about those. And I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, but the next few, you know, weeks will show us, you know, if Bitcoin's going to bounce up off this. I don't know how long it's going to take, but in my opinion, I do think it's going to go back up to all-time highs very, very soon. That's what I'm thinking about the future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So I am not an expert on cryptocurrency. I've been invested in it for, you know, 4 or 5 years. I've seen my ups and my downs. I've made different mistakes. So I kind of wanted to provide you guys with some information on that. I'm going to start doing more episodes like this to show you exactly, you know, what I see happening with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So make sure to like and comment on the video. Give me some information, your predictions below. Also subscribe to the channel so that you can get more updates like this. Make sure to check out Blockfi if you haven't and see how you can earn up to 8.6% APY on your Bitcoin. You can also buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies there. You can also do crypto-backed loans on Blockfi, so make sure to check that out in the link in the description below. And that will conclude today's episode. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on the next video.